There we go. Okay. Hey guys, it's Infamous Smile. And I'm finally here with What If Ben 10 Join Young Justice Part 4. So, there's a reason this took me so long. Well, two reasons technically. One, since it was like an old script, and I started changing my storytelling or my what if reading. I had to like edit it a bunch to make it more proper. And two, this one is pretty long. Like it's according to my things, it's like 17 pages long. And also I procrastinate a lot. With that said, let's start already. Some cars can be seen driving over a bridge, but as the school bus crosses, the support line breaks and the bridge starts to fall. The bus tries to stop, but instead it swerves and hits the edge. It started to dangle off the edge, but in a nearby building, Bruce Wayne is observing this. He's about to pull out his costume, but before he can, he sees a familiar blue and red tight-wearing man flying. As Superman flies underneath the bridge, he lifts it up and starts using his heat vision to weld some support beams back together. But then something starts jumping from arch to arch until it lands on the bridge and makes it shake. Superman groans as he almost drops it. The person who was jumping was Superboy. Superboy then grabs a car and puts it to the side. The bus starts to lean over the edge, but Superboy grabs the back of it before it falls. As he struggles to lift the bus up, Superboy then sees Superman holding the bus. He then puts it down. Superboy then starts to walk towards Superman. I had it handled. Superboy tells Superman. Superman stares back in response. I didn't want to risk it. We still don't know your full limitations. Then maybe you can help me. Superboy responds. Superman sighs before responding. Batman's handling that. Before he can continue, he is interrupted by a call in his comms. Green Arrow, slow down. Where was the check? No, I'm not busy. He then hangs up the call and looks back at Superboy. I have to go. What was that? I have to go. Superman then starts flying away. In the distance, Bruce Wayne is watching. He pulls out his phone. As Superman's flying, he answers the comm. I heard, Bruce. So, it's not about that. We need to talk. Back at the Mount Justice, Alcalad and Kid Flash are playing air hockey, with Robin watching their game. Where do you work? Megan seems to be working on some sort of strange metal robotic cylinder. It's currently transformed as jury-rigged. As he's working, Megan shows up. What are you making? Megan asks jury-rigged. I'm making a self-sustaining energy core. It's gonna be awesome! Fix it! Jury-rigged responded, in a gremlin voice that I can't do. Before Megan can ask what it is, the lady tube lights up and a robotic AI voice speaks. Recognize! Superboy! Speed 0-4. As Superboy enters, Megan greets them. How is Metropolis? Superboy just ignores her question and continues walking. Then they hear a hymn. They then turn to see Black Canary with Martian Manhunter. Megan gets aside and greets them. Black Canary! Uncle John! Megan then hugs onto Uncle John. I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I see how you were adjusting. As Miss Martian stopped hugging Martian Manhunter, Ben noticed that Superboy looks jealous, and he wondered why. Then Miss Martian then responds to Martian Manhunter's worry. There's a few bumps, but I'm learning. Martian Manhunter smiles and tells her that's all I can ask for. As Superboy goes back to leave, Black Canary stops him. Stick around! Class is in session. She then walks to the center of the room, and the floor lights up. I consider it an honor to teach you all. I'll do everything I've learned from my mentors and my own bruises. She groans as she takes off her jacket to reveal a bandage on her arm. Miss Martian notices this. What happened? The job, Canary responds. Combat is about... Before she can finish her sentence, Ben interrupts her. Controlling conflict. Canary... Ben finished her sentence. He then continues talking and explains how he knew that. My cousin was a sort of a martial artist. She tried to make me learn, but I was too stubborn and told her of the Omnitrix. My grandpa was also part of this government organization that he was in charge of alien stuff. Eventually, they wore me down, and after many times of not being able to use the Omnitrix, my partner Rook taught me a few fighting moves. I got pretty good. Ben says the last part with a smug tone. Kit then chimes in. Well, if Ben's done bragging, I wouldn't mind going a few rounds. He then walks up while finishing his banana. Maybe after this I can show you some of my moves. Wally tells Canary. Ben just smiles. This is going to be good. Canary tries to punch him, but Kid Flash blocks. Canary then sweeps his leg, making him land on his back. A circle appears underneath him and says, Kid Flash status, fail. Ben just slaps and says he deserved it. Most of the group smirks while Kid Flash gives Ben a look. Canary then speaks, but anybody see what he did wrong? Black Canary asks everybody. Or when they raise his hand, he hit on a teacher, got served? Dude! Kid Flash shouts. Ben then chimes in. He let you dictate the fight? My cousin drilled out my mind, and I hate that. I do not miss those days. Ben answers. He then remembers what the times Gwen knocked him on the ground. Black Canary smiles. Right, Ben. Maybe your grandpa did teach you a few things. The teacher's pet, Robin whispers to Ben, only for Ben to give him a small punch. The boy interrupts for a groan. With my powers, the battle is always on my term. I'm a living weapon, and this is a waste of time. Boy told Canary in an annoyed tone. Boy then turns his head, and he hears Ben chuckle. What's so funny? Boy asked. Ben then responds. Did I knock you out the first time you met? Ben told him in a more cocky tone. Boy narrows his eyes. You got lucky. Ben says, nope, I got scale. Black Canary then chimes in. Enough, you two. They both stop the conversation and look towards Canary. Canary then looks at Superboy. If you believe you're strong, then prove it. Canary then signals Superboy to come at her. He narrows his eyes before walking towards her. Ben then says, Round 2, start! In a familiar video game voice. Superboy then throws a punch. Canary grabs his arm and throws him across the room onto his back. Robin then laughs with Ben chuckling. Bagula up elbows Robin and Megan grabs Ben's shoulder, telling him to stop. Canary then looks towards an angered Superboy and speaks. You're angry, but don't react. Channel the anger too. So she can finish her sentence. Superboy charges at her while shouting. She flips him instead. Superboy tries to punch her again, but Canary ducks and sweeps his leg, knocking him back to the ground. Robin is still chuckling at this. Superboy then gets up. That's it, I'm done. Superboy shouted in an angry tone. Canary stops and says, training is mandatory, while giving Superboy a look. Before he can respond, they hear a voice. Well, I guess it's my turn. Everybody turns their heads to see Ben. He then walks up to Canary and looks back at the group. Don't worry, guys, I'll restore your honor. Ben says in a half, and says really cocky tone. He's really cocky this part. Canary smiles as she gets in its pose. To see what type of training your grandpa. Before she can finish her sentence, Ben tries to punch her in the ribs, but she blocks. But then Ben sweeps her leg. Before she hits the ground, she stops herself with her hands and does a flip. Ben gets into a boxing pose. Ben throws a punch at Canary that she tries to block. She blocks. She sees Ben open up his stance and is about to tackle her. She does a flip to avoid it. As she gets behind Ben, he does a back kick. Canary barely dodges that. She then sweeps Ben's leg and knocks him over to the ground. Ben then groans on the ground. At least I did better than others, Ben says as Canary helped him up. As Canary helped him up, she tells him, impressive. Your grandpa taught you well. My cousin and partner also taught me a few moves. Even though I never officially went to the academy, my grandpa made me take the basic training in self-defense course. Ben responded while rubbing his bruises. Those moves may help you with most fighters, but not a pro like me, Canary explains. With a smug tone. Megan then chimes in. You probably would have won if you used your best hand-to-hand fighter. What did you call him? Chicken Hawk? Megan asked. Kickin' Hawk, Ben corrected her. But he's too strong for Canary, Ben added on. Canary raises a brow at Ben's comment. Oh, really? She then gets into a fighting pose again. Try your best. Ben smirks. Ben then slaps Omnitrix and becomes Kickin' Hawk. Don't say I didn't warn you. Canary tries to punch Kickin' Hawk. He moves his head and dodges her fist. She then tries to punch him with her left, but Kickin' Hawk dodges it. Again and again. Canary stops punching him and tries to sweep his leg. Kickin' Hawk takes a step back and dodges. Canary then tries to punch him, but Kickin' Hawk blocks her fist. Before she can back away, he grabs her arm and punches her in the gut. He then throws her to the side. She changes directions midair and lands while holding her stomach. She looks up, she sees Chicken Hawk running at her. He does a midair spin kick that she rolls underneath to dodge. She then takes a breath and is about to use her canary call, aka her sonic screech, her scream. Marshall Master sees this and screams, "Canary, no!" Canary ignores him before she can use her call. Chicken Hawk softly kicks her in the throat with his foot, making her grab her throat and gasp for air. She then looks up and sees Chicken Hawk smirking. She then tries to leg sweep him, but Chicken Hawk jumps over it and does a mid-air spin kick, hitting her in her face and knocking her to the ground. Robin and Kid Flash's mouth drops. Superboy looks shocked. Aqualad is thinking and observing, and Megan's just surprised. Chicken Hawk then helps her up. Did anybody see her mistake? Kid Flash then raises his hand. Oh, she's a canary without a hawk? Kid Flash responded. Chicken Hawk then gets angry. Damn it, Wally, you stole my punchline! Wally just smirks. I guess I'm too fast for you. You wanna try that in a ring? Chicken Hawk responded. Wally said, never mind. A screen behind him then appears, and it's Batman. Batman to cave. Everybody turned their head to watch the video. 5 hours ago, a new menace attacked. Green Arrow and Black Canary arrived first. The attacker was capable of studying and duplicating the powers and abilities of its opponents. Arrow then called for reinforcements which proved to be disastrous. As Chicken Hawk listens to Batman, he transforms back to normal. I could have told you that was a bad idea, Ben told him. Batman just gives Ben an annoyed look as he continues talking. As our foe gained more and more with each combatant, he eventually was able to copy the powers of the entire Justice League. The news leaves everybody in shock. One guy with the powers of the entire league? How is that possible? Nobody should have that many abilities, Kid Flash spoke out. Everybody just looks at Ben. Oh please, I got more powers than the planet combined, Ben says nonchalantly. Ben then chimes in and continues speaking. Batman then chimes and continues speaking. Like I was saying, in the end it took 8 members of the league 4 hours to defeat and disassemble the android. Wait, an android? Robin speaks out loud. Who could have built something like that? As Robin asks this aloud, everybody looks at Ben again. Ben gets annoyed like, come on, I wouldn't do that. But it does remind me of my friends Kevin and Lemon's powers, but on steroids and no restrictions. Ben responded. Knowing Asmith, he'd probably take it apart and make something better. He says out loud as he chuckles to himself. Martian Manhunter then speaks. The technology bears the signature of Professor Ivo. Who's that? Ben asked. He's a very intelligent and dangerous scientist, but it can't be Professor Ivo. He's dead, Aqualad answered. Just because you think somebody's dead doesn't mean they can't come back. I learned that from all the times I fought Vilgax, Ben responded slightly annoyed. Ben then remembers all the time he thought Vilgax was dead only for him to come back. Ben then chimes in. Vilgax? That name sounds familiar. Isn't it that squid guy you told me about in your stories? Biggin asked. The very same, Ben tells her. Ben continues explaining. To make certain the street is permanently neutralized, we're sending 2 trucks carrying the androids part to 2 separate Star Labs facilities in Boston and New York for immediate evaluation. Every precaution is being taken. We have 4 additional decoy trucks to create confusion in case of Ivo or anybody else tries to recover the remains. You will split into undercover teams to save the 2 wheel trucks. Batman explains. Before Batman could finish his sentence, Ben interrupts him. Ben says, yeah, I get it, I'll stay behind. This confuses the group, mostly Wally. Wait, why? Wally asks. Ben then explains. I assume I can't scan the Omnitrix and get my powers, because Asmith probably made some sort of protocol against it. But I can probably still scan each form separately, and me being around there is just like a power bank, Ben explains to the group. But it doesn't matter for checking out the trash, your boy stated annoyed. Batman raises his eyebrows. You have something better to do? He responds. Counter. Then checks the systems. Coordinates received, we're on our way. Ben then starts to walk away. If you need me, don't, because I can't join the fight. So for now, I'll be working on my car, Ben stated as he walked away. Wait, who's in charge? Robin asked. Ben then places a finger in his chin and hums. Let me make it to then that. He then walks out of the room. Less than a second later, he peeks his head back into the room. Aqualad's in charge. Robin groans. I will try to fool you the best I can, Aqualad tells Ben. Ben just walks away and tells him, remember my rules. Work together, never jinx it, and listen to the leader. Ben then walks off. But as the team walks away, Ben noticed Black Canary grab Superboy. Ben already hears what Canary tells Superboy. When you're ready, I'll be waiting here. And guys, I'm gonna be honest, I'm mostly skipping this episode because Ben's not there and not much will change. So, as the team is dealing with Amazo, we go back to Ben, who was transformed as Brainstorm. He's working on his car still. As he's working on it, Red Tornado walks in. Brainstorm noticed him and asked him, "I thought you were out of commission due to the Amazo fight. What are you doing here?" Ben questioned. "I recovered quickly, and the Batman told me to check on you," Red Tornado explains. "What are you building?" Red Tornado questioned. Brainstorm then turns into Grey Matter and jumps into a metal cylinder container as he speaks. "I'm finishing a self-destructing paracore," Grey Matter explained. "For what?" Red Tornado asked. Grey Matter then points to a large object with a sheet covering it. "You see that sheet over there?" Red Tornado turns his head and sees an object. "Remove it." Grey Matter told him. Red Tornado then takes it off to reveal a Dodge Challenger. It's a car with a green coat. The engine is on top of the hood and it's between two black stripes. The wheels are also the Omnitrix symbol, aka Kevin's car. This surprises Red Tornado. You are making a self-destructing energy source for a car? He asks, confused, understanding why Ben is making something so advanced for a car. Appearance can be deceiving. Heather team has proof of that. I don't usually build stuff, but a while back my friend gifted me a car when he went to college for my cousin. Now I didn't really get a chance to bring my stuff with me. I decided to remake it. So I have something to remind me of home, Grey Matter explained. If he was here right now, he might actually be impressed, Grey Matter added while chuckling. It doesn't explain why you need such a powerful power source for it. According to my knowledge, only a few people have a self-destructing engine core. Few people usually have access to alien technology or the smartest people on Earth, Red Tornado explains. Grey Matter chuckles a bit. It may look like a normal car, but it's not. It's one of the most advanced pieces of tech on this Earth, probably, he explained. He then jumps out of the energy core and transforms back to normal. He then closes the cylinder as it lights up. He then lifts it up. "Mind opening the hood?" Ben asked. Red Tornado opens it up and somewhat surprised to see the insides. When watching the robot can't be a surprise. He sees a ton of electrical parts, circuitry, and wires, and there's also a few things that look like weapons. "I understand some of the technology you're using, but most is unfamiliar," Red Tornado told Ben. "I wouldn't try. Heck, even I can't understand it unless I'm Grey Matter or Brainstorm. And I built it," Ben explained. He then turns the cylinder and messes with a few things. We'll continue speaking. "As much as I like using the bioship, I would have my own mode of transformation. It's kinda hard to go smooth chopping as a giant moth or a stingray. I mean, we're on an island. But still, Dominatrix is out of the question," Ben explained. He then turns the cylinder, making it slide in. A bunch of brackets then screw themselves in, keeping it in place. As he does this, a bunch of circuitry can be seen lighting up. Ben then closes the hood. "Finished!" Ben spoke out loud. As he wiped the sweat off of his head, "Let's see what this baby can do." Ben tells an expressionless Red Tornado. He then opens the door and pulls out a slightly chunky disc, a Dominatrix symbol. He then taps it, which makes a hologram screen appear in front of him. Ben then presses the button and a hologram and a car turns on. Ben says, "I always wanted to make a hologram screen or / remote control. But still, it looks like it's working." Ben said, excited. He then pressed the button and the car started moving. "Now I hope this works, because I really want to be finished with this," Ben said nervously. He then presses another button on the hologram screen. The wheels light up. They then turn to face the floor and they start to hover. "Yes! The hover wheels are working!" Ben shouted with joy. He then presses a button and a pair of rocket engines pop out of the trunk. A pair of wings then slide out from underneath the car, each with rocket engines. At the end of the wings, "Space and jet mode is functional," Ben told him. Sounding proud of himself, he looks at Red Tornado. "It was hard, but I was able to do it with the tech I had at the time," Ben told him. As he tests more of the things on the car, Red Tornado just stares in wonder / curiosity, as much as he can, even though he's a robot. But as he stares, he gets an idea. Sorry guys, my throat is a little bit like giving up on me. I don't know why. I feel like there's something in it. Like I was saying, Red Tornado gets an idea. As Ben tests more things on his car, Red Tornado asks Ben a question. "Tennyson." Ben looks up at Tornado. "May I ask you something?" Red Tornado asked. "Sure, what is it?" Ben replied. In your world, were there ever machines that resemble humans more than machines? Vecino asked Ben. This surprises Ben and made him curious. Well, there are a few if I recall. Why do you ask? Ben responded. May I ask you to construct me a human-looking body? Vecino asked Ben. This just makes Ben stop in his car and confused for a second. Wait, what? But why? Ben asks, confused. Vecino just stares at Ben as he explains. We now cut to a couple hours later. The team is entering the base through the Zeta tubes. I don't know how, but Ben somehow knew that Amazo was going to get fixed. Kid Flash groaned while rubbing his shoulder. Benton walked into the room. What'd I miss? Ben says as he stares at the team that's slightly beaten up. The other day, Martian Manhunter, Black Canary, Red Tornado, and Green Arrow are standing there at the team. The Amazo android is in pieces again and is being analyzed at 2 separate star laboratories. But I will escape. And since he originated tech, he's arguably more dangerous than the android, Aqualad explained. Disappointed himself. Then capturing Professor Ivo will be the League's priority, Canary tells them. We understand your missions encounter Earth applications, Martian Manhunter explained. Team then looks at each other except for Ben, who looks confused, because he wasn't there. Ben then speaks, communication comes with the job. Your ability to handle them impress the League. Silver then chimes in and asks the question. When you say impress the League, do you mean the whole League? Silver asked. Given time, yes. As you know, Kryptonians have a very hard head, Batman responded. Of course, there is no shame in asking for help. That's what the League accepts, because there are some problems we can handle individually. Ben chuckles at this, because he's done way stuff he can handle by himself. Or the times he did need help. Roman then chimes in, please, if we need help. Oh, come on. If we needed help, we would never get a chance. Robin said in an angry tone. Roman then pulls out an arrow. Look familiar? Then hands the arrow to Batman. You are following us, babysitting us. You still don't trust us. As Robin is shouting at Batman and Green Arrow, Batman then grabs the arrow and hands it to Green Arrow to inspect it. We didn't follow you, Batman explains to Robin. Green Arrow then pulls out his arrow and compares the points. There's no problem, notice they have different tips. This is not your arrow. That is not your arrow, Robin said, half surprised. He then smiles, but that means, if we can finish, Kid Flash interrupts him. Speedy! He says, he screams out, he shouts. There's a person, Ben. You mean that Green Arrow sidekick? Ben asks, confused. They mentioned it, but he never actually meant them. You guys are back, Cowder, said in a happy tone. Now, knowing their friend is watching them. Cowder, I don't know if I'm saying his name wrong. Sorry, I'm butchering horribly. Wally then appears. Souvenir! Wally shouts as he grabs it. Batman and Green Arrow should sure look at each other. Subway then walks up to Canary and says, and coughs to get their attention. I'm ready. Good, because I'm here, Canary responds. A couple of days later, we zoom on a small island. A guard can be seen wearing all black with 3 red dots covering his one eye, and 1 dot covering the other eye. As he turns his head, a arrow hits him in the chest. He then shoots another arrow that lands on a roof and attaches to it, allowing the arrow to climb up without the guards noticing him. He then hides behind a wall before shooting an arrow at the camera. The arrow starts to beep before it starts to hack the camera, putting the video on loop, with the guards noticing. An arrow then sees 2 guards. He shoots an arrow at one of them and electrocutes them. If the other guard can shoot, he gets hit and electrocuted as well. A lady can be seen working on a computer with some sort of robotic bug creature on the screen. A male voice can be heard. We're running out of patience. Complete the projects or forfeit your life. The mysterious voice told the lady. I'm completing it as fast as I can, she responded. She's working on it. Somebody knocks on the door behind her. As one of the guards answers the door, it gets knocked off its hinges and the door lands on the guard. The guard tries to shoot Red Arrow, but Red Arrow ducks underneath the bullets and knocks the guard out. Red Arrow then turns to the lady. Dr. Wachette? Red Arrow asked. The lady confirms that he's who she's looking for. No, that he's who she's looking for. Dang it, I said it wrong. Please tell me you're the advanced guy, Dr. Wachette asked, unamused. I'm the only guy, Red Arrow responded. You gonna bring backup? Wachette asked. What, were there budget cuts? She asked, annoyed. A bell then rang, and a bunch of guards started running to the room. Red Arrow shoots an explosive arrow and blows a hole in the building. Now or never, Doc. Red Arrow tells Wachette. Wachette grabs the container. We can't leave this. Look, I have to take it or take you, Red Arrow explained. Right, take me, Wachette responded. Red Arrow then shoots a zipline arrow. Red Arrow tells Wachette to hold on. They then zipline away, with the guards shooting at them. Rashid is screaming, run towards a camouflage boat. He takes off the tarp carrying it, and Rashid jumps in as Red Arrow pushes the start arrow. Or start button, I don't know what it's called. What do you call this? The arrow boat? She asked sarcastically. I call it a Rancho. Now get down, he responded. As he pulls the lever and it speeds away. The screen then lights up and shows a bunch of red dots on a map. Back on the island, the guards are shooting when they hear a beep. The guard then notices something. He sees a bomb. The area then beeps and a small red light appears around them, surrounding them. A huge fireball of an explosion engulfs the area. I think we're in a clear, Red Arrow said, smirking. Great, now it only leaves one problem, Shed responded. Back at the building, an old man who was starting to bald can be seen. He has a grey beard and wears an open robe. He has scars over one of his grey eyes. Another man then appears. This man has a metal helmet covering the top part of his face. A giant red dot can be seen on his mask. He also has a thin mustache. She finished it, sir. We're good to go. The old man grinned with a look of pleasure. Back at Mount Justice, a seagull can be seen flying over the Young Justice base. That's when the team minus Kid Flash walks out. Hello, Megan. We should have hit the beach every day, Megan told her so while facepalming. Robin then interrupts. First, a moment of silence for our fallen friend. Robin then looks down. Poor Wally, Megan added. May God have mercy for him, Ben said lastly, shedding a metaphorical tear. A school bell starts ringing. Welcome to the first day of your sophomore year, the teacher greeted the class. Willie just groans as he slides back into his chair as he deals for another school year. Megan and Robin are having a splash fight. Ben can be seen drifting on the water, laying down on a smoothie-shaped float. Kyler is standing in water until Superboy does a cannonball. Miss Martian then gets splashed by the water while wearing her bikini. And I hate how to write that down. At school, Wally tries to get water from the school water fountain. Instead, it sprays him in the face. He then looks down and sees his pants are covered in water, and he groans in annoyance. Back at the beach, some sausage can be seen dangling over a fire. Robin then takes a bite, revealing the team is eating hot dogs. But Ben is cooking it with his heat blast transformation. Wally is in the school cafeteria holding a food tray as he gets served some sort of orange slop. Back at the beach, Calder is holding a beach ball. But as he throws it in the air, it gets served back by a grey hand. Megan then high-five two small black and white creatures. This is Ben transformation Ditto, an alien ability to copy and duplicate himself. So Boy and Calder look at each other with a worried look as Ditto and Megan get ready to serve. Back at Wally's school, Wally gets hit in the face by a dodgeball. He then shakes his fist in anger before getting bombarded by 20 dodgeballs. So Rick can be seen laying a stone with a sandcastle is built on top of him. Green Meadow then comes out of the sandcastle and lands and walks onto a balcony. He places a small flag as Megan takes a picture. As the school bell rings, Wally runs out while cheering, "Woohoo!" Even though he has none of his stuff, so he has to go back later to get it. Later that day, the Zeta Tube activates. Recognize Kid Flash B-0-3. Wally then runs in. The wall man is here! He's holding a giant umbrella, a boombox, a beach ball, a cooler, a bag, a satchel around his body, a pair of sunglasses on his eyes, some sunblock on his nose, even though the sun's going down already, and also a towel around his neck, and only a pair of shorts and sandals on his body. Let's get this party started! As he runs, he trips on the umbrella, which makes him fall and drop onto his stuff. Batman, Red Tornado, and Green Arrow, and a blonde ponytail girl, similar outfit to Green Tornado, can be seen standing with them, watching. That was hard to watch, Ben said as he winced and felt secondhand embarrassment for Wally. A beach ball then bumps behind Batman. Ted, Wally uttered after finishing his sentence from earlier. The wall man, huh? I love the uniform. What exactly your powers? The blonde girl asked, smugged. Being late to the party, Ben chimed in. Hey, I had school. Wait, why don't you go to school? You're only like a year older than me. Wally asked Ben. Because I don't exist in this universe. And I already have a doctorate in criminal justice. Ben said as he put out a paper. BS! Kid Flash responded. Robin then grabs the paper and studies it. It's legit. Robin then noticed something. Heck! Got it and had it verified by Harvard. Robin said, surprised to find out Ben graduated from Harvard. Robin then looks at Ben and asks him, do you just carry this around? Robin asked, wondering why Ben has his degree on him. I keep it in my wallet, Ben responds. I'm not sure But I thought it was custom to much of the degree, Calder tells Ben. Megan also nods agreeing with Calder. Wally then gets up. Okay, I still don't believe it, but I'll ask that later. But first, who the heck is that? Wally then points to the blonde girl. I'm Artemis, your new teammate, the blonde girl responded. Wally then walks towards, introduces himself. Kid Flash, never heard of you. Here then joins the conversation. She's my new protege. Wait, what happened to the old one? Wally asked. The data tube then turns on. Recognize, Speedy, B-0-6. Red Arrow then walks in. For starters, he doesn't go by Speedy anymore. Red Arrow nods as he walks in. He looks around before narrowing his eyes on Ben. Ben notices this, and he gives Red Arrow an offended look, wondering what he did wrong. Red Arrow then starts talking again. Call me Red Arrow. Green Arrow looks at Red Arrow. Roy, you look. Before Green Arrow can finish his sentence, he interrupts. What, replaceable? Red Arrow said with intense anger in his voice. Green Arrow tries to defend himself. It's not like that. You told me you were going solo. So why waste time finding a sub? Can she even use a bow? Red Arrow asked. Artemis then walks with Red Arrow. Yes, she can, she said annoyed. Sorry, but who are you again? Wally asked. She's my niece, Green Arrow and Artemis shouted at the same time. That doesn't sound suspicious at all, Ben whispered to Megan. Over and overheard him, agreed. Aquila then chimes in. She is not your replacement. We have always wanted you on the team. And you have no quote on archers. Just ask our leader, right, Ben? If he's cool with you guys, then he's cool with me, Ben said, as he extended his hand. Name's Ben Tennyson. A shapeshifter. Powerful guy in the room. Wally then says, and even if we did have a quota, you know who we would pick, Wally tells the group. Ben then smacks the back of his head for being stupid. Instead of taking his hand, Red Arrow just softly pushes Ben's hand away. Artemis just sighs and rolls her eyes. Whatever, Baywatch and Omni Shifter. I'm here to stay, Artemis says in a cocky tone. Ben gave her a look. I don't like your attitude. You may be on a team, but you haven't earned a place yet. Ben responded, slightly proud of himself for saying something kind of cool. Artemis just frowns. Whatever, Omni Shifter. Ben ignores. Ben gets annoyed. It's Ben. I don't know why you guys gave me that such a stupid name. And he looks back at Red Arrow. I thought you were here just for a social visit. Ben asks Red Arrow. No, I'm not. Red Arrow then responds. He then emphasizes, I do have a reason. The reason his name is Dr. Sterling Rochette. Red Arrow then uses the computer to pull up a picture. The nano-robotic genius and climatic expert at the Royal University and Star University? Robin asked, surprised. A bunch of screens then appear with her info, next to them vanishing saying she's disappeared 2 weeks ago. Ben then groans. I hate nanobots. Last time I fought them, the creator went mad and fell in love with me. She turns herself and then she turns herself to the nanobots. Eli just stares at Ben after he told them that. So who took her? Ben asked nonchalantly. Red Arrow ignores that and answers Ben's questions. She was abducted by the League of Shadows. I assume you rescued her because from what you told us, that's the type of thing you do. You're a smart one, Red Arrow responded, slightly impressed that Ben figured it out. It's experience, Ben responded. Red Arrow then continues. This is only one problem. Ben then said, let me guess. She built them or gave them the blueprint plans for a dangerous weapon? Right again, Red Arrow's response. They coerced her into creating a weapon that Doc calls the Fog. In my universe, she has something called the Swarm. It sucked, and I'm not looking forward to dealing with it. It's composed of millions of microscopic robots, nanotech infiltrators, as Red Arrow explained. In the background, Ben walks towards the computer and scans the Dominatrix. They are capable of disintegrating anything in their path, Red Arrow explained. At the same time, a car pulls up in front of Miami University. The man with a helmet opens the container as he swarms a small robots fly out. They can break through anything, concrete, steel, flesh, or bone, Red Arrow explained. The flock can be seen break into the windows and scare some student away. But its true purpose is mere destruction. It's theft, Red Arrow announced. The flock then started to break into the computer away, while at the same time, a file can be seen opening on the screen. The infiltrators eat and store raw data from computer systems. Robot can be seen entering the computer and landing on its hard drive. As Red Arrow explains, Storm thinks to himself, these robotic instincts are worse than a swarm. The swarm delivers stolen data to the League of Shadows. As the fog flies back to the container, the computer then states, Error! The nanobots then leave the container once again. They provide them with information, like strategic devices, cutting edge science, tech, Red Arrow explained. Artemis then chimes in. Perfect for extortion, power broken, Yeah, sounds like the League of Shadows. Like you know anything about the League of Shadows, Wally told Artemis. Artemis just gives Wally a look and Wally shouts, "Who are you?" Red Arrow then enters the conversation. Well, Shit is working on virus to render the fog inherit, Red Arrow told the group. But if they know she can do it. Before he can speak, he's interrupted by Brainstorm. Doesn't matter how he did it. As Brainstorm says this, everybody turns their head to look at Brainstorm. So this is what one of Omnishifter's forms looks up close. Can you keep your Artemis commented. What do you mean you already did it? Red Arrow asked. Once you said it gathers information, I had a Brainstorm calculate all the useful information in an area, or possible areas. I set up a virtual tripwire that would detect when something tries to gather information. It would trick the nanobus into downloading a virus. That will make it so once it returns back to the container, it will spread the virus and will make them more ineffective. They will then short out and implode, rendering it useless. Brainstorm finished explaining as everybody except for Red Arrow, the League members stare in shock. So you're as smart as to say, Red Arrow responds. And even smarter, Brainstorm added. I guess I can tell Dr. Sterling that she can stop working at the high school science lab, Brainstorm told Arrow. You just left her alone, Green Arrow asked. She's safe for now, Red Arrow responded. Let's go and retrieve her. What's the point? It's already been destroyed. They won't send anybody to stop her. But they'll probably realize she couldn't have done it that quickly, Red Arrow responded. He looks at Brainstorm. I missed once. Oh man. My first mission and get stolen by a giant crab. I am a cerebral castration. Cerebral castration, Brainstorm corrected her. As Red Arrow leaves, Ben turns back to normal. Hey Red Arrow, wait! Red Arrow stops and turns to Ben. Ben then throws him a disc. He's a communicator. You need to talk or reach out to us. But quick reminder, you're always working on this team. Red Arrow just puts it in his pocket. I'll think about it. He then leaves to the Zeta Tube. The Zeta Tube turns on. Recognize Speedy. Red Arrow interrupted. That's Red Arrow. B-0-6 update. Red Arrow corrected the Zeta Tube. He then gets engulfed in the light and he disappears. The man from earlier with the metal helmet covering the top half of his head can be seen. This man is Professor Ojo, but he's currently unconscious and next to the container that looked like it imploded. The container that contained the fog. Red Canary and Red Tornado are standing over his unconscious and burnt body. Somewhere else, a lady is looking at a knife while wearing a strange mask. This person is Cheshire Cat. Or Cheshire. How disappointing. The mission was cancelled before I got a chance to stretch my legs. Cheshire spoke in an annoyed tone. Somewhere else, the balding old man at the beginning is sitting in front of multiple screens, aka the light. Slightly the fog got hacked before Ben had a chance to collect a single fire, the old man told the screens. When the screen started to speak, most likely work of the shapeshifter. That voice then chimes in. I believe the League plans on calling him Omnishifter. A third screen then speaks out. Omnishifter's transformations are becoming more of an issue as the days go on. Another screen then speaks. Does not matter. We have other ways to get information. He is currently carrying it as we speak. Back at the labs, some sort of strange black liquid with red lines can be seen crawling underneath the door. The screen then speaks again. It seems that before Omnishifter joined the League, you really had an interesting past. The liquid then starts to take a form of a large, bulky figure with red circuitry covering his body. But guys, I'm gonna end that video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And before I leave, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And when I mean subscribe, and share and comment. This is hard to do, so comment and subscribe. But for now, peace out, goodbye, and later.